Hi there, welcome back to Gadget Mad Lad. Been a while, sorry, been run off my feet with other stuff, sorry. Right, so basically this video is about, recently my mate, my old mate Stu, basically came and asked me if I'd fix a camcorder for him and a PSP. So I figured I'd do a couple of videos over the weekend, get it done and everything. So basically what I did, I've got a load of spare parts from Nintendo DS's from the macros I made and stuff, including stuff like this. This is the the top lid from the top screen of a DS Lite, I think it's from. Basically, I chopped one of them up and I made this. It might not look like anything mega special or anything, but that's what I knocked together up to yet. So before I got too carried away with it, because the plan was to start this and then piece it all together in a video, but I thought it makes more sense to try and keep it quick, you know what I mean? So basically this is just the plastics from that DS Lite and this glue, this resin stuff mixed together, and again there you can see a little white bit in the centre. That's just so it can shine some light through. You'll see why in a second. So basically, as well as that, I've used a power bank, from the dollar store / pound shop. It sits like is it cylinder? Not cylinder, rectangle, little rectangle things with used up like 18650s batteries in. Well, this is out of one of them. It did have a USB port on this side, but I just used my flush cutters to chop it off. Basically, I just need this part here, the minus and the plus, and I've made this around it, obviously. So my intention is this kind of clicks into place. Got a little hole there already cut into it. It just clicks in like so. It's meant to. You push it up like that, and you can see it lines up. So the plan is, I've also got this off a broken phone. He gave me a couple of broken phones as well, so I just tore one of them down for pieces, and the battery connector on that's what I'm going to put inside there. And we've got like a little lip here to hold. This is the battery from the actual thing. The point I'm getting to is, he wanted me to fix the camera, so we'll fix it. Charge. I think he wanted me to basically mod it so it could be charged here. But if you look here, we've got I think that's a firewire or something like that maybe. We've got a barrel jack for DC and 5 volts, and we've got I think it's a mini USB, same as the PSP and the PS3 controllers and stuff. I think it's used for digital cameras of its era kind of thing, basically. So you can use that for data, but you can't use it for charging. So originally I was going to make this Type C, but I thought obviously instead of potentially breaking the thing, do it simple about it and just make something to charge the battery. I checked these actually on Amazon, and they cost like £15–16, so it's not a cheap little endeavour, if you get me. Right, so let's get started to it. Right, so this is I've sold them in place to try and save a bit of time, because I know we'll be chatting some paper that way. Right, so I'm going to get a little bit of glue, pop that into place, and I'm going to we'll run them through there first of all. So we've got a little kind of channel there for for the wires to go through. So I'm going to have to feed them through like so. Unfortunately, it's not going to be like repairable in the sense of, if it breaks, it's probably going to have to be ripped apart by either me or just chucked in the bin. But I should be able to repair it if it breaks for any reason. I can't see why it would. But the point is to stick that there like so. And then run these down to the back of that. Put a little bit of glue and hold it in place. And then I'll show you charging with this, but I'm not going to glue this down in this video, obviously. What I'll do in the next video I'll show you it all painted and stuff so you can see how it looks. But it's just to get it, so we can see the charge going to the battery. So we've got it in place there. So now, move this out of the way. Give me a little mixer, my resin and my hardener. And we'll put that, I won't need much. So, yeah, my table. Now I'm going to go slightly big pea-sized blob. And again, with this I tend to slightly use a little bit more of this, because you're kind of more concrete kind of setting. Because otherwise it just has almost like a rubbery texture, like glue gun. It's dry when it dries. And obviously we want it to have some flexibility, but we want it to be as rigid as possible, because it's going to have a lot of stuff pressed against it and pulled out and stuff. Just giving this a little mix. Actually doing a video, and I'm expecting to sit and watch glue dry even. I'll set, whatever you want to call it. I see these 3 lines here, that's what I need to line them up with. So as long as I'm good there, I should be all good. So let's start. Any sprues or strings, anything like that, I can clean that up later. It's not a problem. Just need to make sure we've got enough in there to make a nice contact. I'm sorry if I can't show you on camera right now. I will get it on in a sec. That should be enough because we don't want it bulging through the contacts. Right, so now with the wire bit of it, I'm going to use that. And I'm gonna try, should I rephrase that? Yeah, there we go. So I'm just gonna hold it in place there, lined up. Should do the trick. I'll tilt it like that so any glue pulls at the bottom, the back of it. I think we should be okay with that. Use your little test pot there as that's the kind of, I can't speak today. It's the you got your baseline to see if it's dried or not. I've misplaced something. Oh, there it is. Oh, well, that's drying. Got a little sticky to the side of it. Little. So at the moment we're just waiting for this to start to set. As soon as that literally starts to set, that should be good to let go. Because it does set pretty firmly, pretty quickly. Like I say, any screws or anything like that, I should be able to trim. I just need to not cover the metal contacts because we need that to be good with the the battery terminals. I know it's not a mega interesting video this. I do apologise for not having any more interesting stuff. I've got a PSP that I'm going to try and repair for my mate. I'm not sure what the fault is like, but so we're going to have to have Type-C to it because I've not got a charger to actually charge it with. So that'll be some Type-C goodness for the future. Are you setting yet? You are? Yeah, it's starting to, the more opaque it goes, the more it's set. Kind of goes like from a runny texture to like a more viscous kind of texture, and then starts to harden after that. So my alignments is good because if it's not, the battery's not going to fit in here no more. And I've test fitted that battery so many times. Oh, there we go. I think we're getting there. Let's say another minute maybe. We're going to jump forward a couple of minutes, but a bit less bored. If not, bear with me. Right, so up and coming projects. Got a DS Lite that I'm working on at the moment. Trying to give it a one front facing speaker, but I'm going to do a thing where I'm bridging left and right on it to try and increase the audio. So, and I think it was a Retro Future community. Some guy did it on there, so ooh, that works. I'm gonna have to give it a go. Like the macros, and as you know, if you built a macro, the sound on them is bloody terrible. So, yeah, that's a future project. I'm taking a webcam out of a broken laptop, and I'm gonna convert that to be a Type-C webcam. That's what we got. An Xbox 360 controller. I'm gonna, the play and charge cable that comes with it, I'm gonna integrate that inside it and give it a rechargeable battery and make it Type-C. So it's gonna be a slimline one. That's Xbox 360, that bear in mind, so nothing Xbox One or anything. I've actually got some Xbox One pads, but kind of got unlucky. I think we should be good there actually. Computer broke, my solder sucker broke, everything broke like during the space of a couple of days, so that's one of the reasons why I've not been doing videos amongst the many others that we've got. I think we should be good to let go of that now. Alright, so fingers crossed, what we'll do, get the battery and double check it's all lining up properly. Oh no. This is what I was worried about. Bugger. Alright, so I can you set properly. Push it down a smidge. It's slightly unaligned. So fingers crossed I fixed it. Yay! Yeah, it's a bit of a snug fit, but I think we're good there. Oh, glue in the battery, that's not good. I think we're good there, no glue. So whilst that's sitting there, I will put a bit of glue, on the edges of it to make sure it doesn't knock back into place or anything, but that should be okay. I think I got that just before it set, so I managed to slide it slightly to the side because it was like a fraction of a millimetre off kind of thing. Right, so again, now I have to mix a little bit more glue. After this one, it literally will be done. Well, done enough to check it anyway. So resin, don't need much. Just enough to hold it into place. Big pea size, maybe 2 peas. 2 pea or not 2 pea. Don't know why I said that, but random stuff comes out of my mouth all the time. So, plan of action here, we need to not get any in the actual USB port. So I need to be careful with the placement of this. You can see that on camera properly. I'm up and giving you a good gander of the boring glue being stirred. I'll get my computer back in 2 weeks and I'll give all my viewers my word. I intend to up my game a little bit with the editing. So I'll be fast forwarding past these bits and stuff at least. Literally, I recorded a couple of videos, for like test purposes kind of thing. Opened OBS, started having a little mess about with it. Turned my computer off, like I had some tea and stuff, some food. And turned the computer back on again and there was no sign of life. So I connected the charger, still no sign of life. At this point I was having a heart attack because it's quite an expensive laptop. And lo and behold, it's beyond my repair capability, shall we say. So I put it in the hands of an expert, well, a guy who repairs computers near me. But he said it'd take a couple of weeks to do, but he could do it for 30 quid. I think it's 30 quid, £30 or £25, I can't remember what he said, to be honest with you. One or the other though, but obviously, rather than losing the computer, it's worth it to me to, well, keep the computer obviously. And so right now I'm just going to place this into position and click it in place and then put a little bit more glue on top. So I'll get that into position. It should clip on. Should be an interrogative word. I think it did. I'm not too sure. It's a bit gooey and nicey. So what I'll do, secure that a little bit more. Just make sure it's all lined up because we don't want it unlined. Because I already had that mistake once happen to me already with the battery thing. Do put a little bit of glue on this to hold it in place. Don't need much. Make sure I don't cover the contact because I need them for soldering on. Since I just need it to be welded to the plastic. So when you're putting the micro USB in and out, it's not going to pull out. I'll pop the thing into its kind of socket. If you had that on a pad or anything, I've had it happen a couple of times. You poke a bit too hard with the thing and it ends up like going into the actual thing you're trying to charge. Done a couple of repairs to do that, to be honest with you. Right, so right now I'm just waiting for it to dry. As soon as it dries, I can tap the black to that, red to that, and jobs are good. We should be able to see it work. So put that little test pot there so you can see how close we are to being done. And when it goes opaque, that means it's done. We just need it to be opaque enough to, well, not push through when we put it in. And what I did as well, got a little not a viewing window, but I'll show you that obviously. That was a roller, by the way. That's more tobacco. Nothing illicit here. So this is the viewing window because on the actual thing itself, I just put the port in upside down because it's like an LED, like a charge indicator. I think it's one flashes red and then turns green when the power bank's charged, and the other is to indicate, its output. But obviously we're not using that because that doesn't mean anything to us. So I just put this light. So when I place it on there, it should, be able to display through it. I'm gonna paint it black, obviously, so you shouldn't be able to see too much. I'm gonna keep this bit here as plain as I can because I don't want taking away the friction away from anything because it's a very snug fit as it is. So I don't know what videos I've got upcoming. DSi macro thing. You know, the Nintendo DSi. Got some couple of videos to do with that. I've got 2 white ones and a pink one. I'm not too sure what to do with them, so if anyone's got any suggestions, do I restore one? Do I mod it? Like, you know, macro it kind of thing? Because I've got spares at the moment coming out of the wizzy. Anyway, so shout out to Little Stu for this camera stuff. This was interesting to me, at least. They've got PSP coming up, which I think is on the other side of the room right now. That's missing a battery cover, but I think I can knock something together so we can makeshift kind of, you know, make do kind of thing. So this is the only battery cover I've got for any PSPs I've got is for one, and that's the one that Jason sent me. Actually, came with a 4GB memory card as well. Probably going to use that to modify my mate's PSP because I've got an adapter for SD card, so all good for me. Let's double check this, make sure it's set in place. It seems all good. We got a little bit of stringiness there. It's weird because it's very similar to glue gun, you know, the material. It's like glue you mix yourself. It also gives a little stringy bits that you get on that as well, which is odd. And so, well, that seems to be drying, so while that's doing its thing, I'll do quickly. Give me soldering, I've got to the side of me. So this bit here, below the LEDs, with a little plus next to it, is for the red wire. And this little pad to the side there, which is covered in glue now, but it's got a minus, so obviously that's negative. So that's a case of black goes to negative, red goes to positive, and jobs are good one. The mod is complete. Like I say, it doesn't look like anything mega special, and you could easily buy something to do the same job, but for cheap as chips. Well, I like to do stuff. Nice steady connection there. Lovely jubbly. And now we're coming with this one. Same dealio. Trying to hold it steady if I can. Sorry if I'm not very steady with the fingers and the camera and all that stuff, but it is what it is. Come on, melt you. What is it? That'll do the trick, I think. Yep, sir, you know how. So, while that's been doing that, I think the glue's been setting a bit moist. It's going opaque there. It's a bit like a white of an egg frying. Originally, the plan was to make this a 5-minute fix of sorts, but we're nearly 20 minutes in. But to be fair, we are literally seconds away from being done, so shall we see? Unfortunately, we have to lose a bit of light here, so I can plug it in, but what we'll do, we'll connect that to that, push it down. We will pretend that this is glued down. In fact, I can do something like that, can't I? Yeah, I can do something like that. Let's see if we can conceal you all in you fit. I'm pretty sure you'll fit, won't you? I'll make you fit if you don't, so just pretend that fits, yeah? Smorres moment. It's fine, it's fine. Pretend Smorres moment, I mean, it's even interesting, wasn't it? So stay there, you stay. Good wire. So that would go like so. It would go like so. Go like so. Anyway, that, yeah. So imagine that's glued down. It will be when you see it in the next video. Like I said, it's going to have to go dark for a second, so I'll quickly just turn the lamp off. So don't blow me bulb or anything. And we should see a light indicator here. So get the thing the right way. Yay! That's good. Can you see the indicator? So, what we'll quickly do, come in here so you can see the light. So I need to conceal them essentially. I'll use a bit of glue to hold it in place. I might actually even reduce the wires, use a bit of heat shrink to cover it up. That'll probably be a bit of tricks, to be honest with you. Be easier to conceal that then. And then glue it all up, fill in the cracks, trim it and sand it and give it a paintage, which will be the rest of my job for tonight. And I'll be back tomorrow with some, what do you call it, PSP fun? PSP mod, should we say. I can't turn the light back on now, kind of about not charging that, so Should we? Nah, it's not gonna get charged that quick, is it? Do you reckon? Should we give it a try, see if it turns the camera on? Because there was literally no sign of life in it before. We've got a sign of charging at least. The flashing red light means it's all wired up correctly. It's a 5-volt charger, 5-volt battery. I think this requires, the thing itself says on it, it states model number SDR-S7, 5 volts, 4.5 watts, PAL. But this is, I think, 1 amp, so it's 1.0 amps. So I don't know if that's going to affect it or not, but we'll find out anyway. But quick thing I want to show you, you see here, you know the weird thing about it is, I designed this, when he first came to the camera, I had it in my mind like what I thought I was going to do, you know, adapt a power bank into being a charger for him. And I checked about 10 minutes before, you know, I started filming the video, and that's the charger that they sell for it on Amazon, an Amazon Choice one. It's crazy, now similar to look. Obviously I know this is like professionally made, but it's very similar, you know, design. So mine's actually smaller. So I just thought I'd show you that as well, a bit interesting. Alright, well, thanks for watching, I'll see you next time, and bye.